This is the chapter number 7. We are starting it, the structural organization in animals. The context is organ and organ system and frogs. Okay, now in the introduction part. Okay, in unicellular organisms, all functions like digestion, respiration and reproduction are performed by a single cell. Like Hydra is made up of different types of cells, and the number of cells in each type can be in thousands. In multicellular animals, a group of similar cells along with intercellular substances perform a specific function. Such an organization is called tissue. All complex animals consist of only 4 basic types of tissues. These tissues form an organ like stomach, lung, heart and kidney. When two or more organs perform a common function by their physical or chemical interaction, they together form organ system. It's digestive system, respiratory system. Cells, tissues, organs and organ systems split up the work in a way that exhibits division of labor and contribute to the survival of the body as a whole. Right? Now first context is organ and organ system. Okay, each organ in our body is made up of one or more types of tissues. For example, our heart consists of all the 4 types of tissues. Example, epithelial, connective, muscular and neural. 4 types of tissues: epithelial, connective, muscular and neural. Morphology refers to study of form or external visible features. But in case of animals, this refers to external appearance of the organs or parts of the body. The word anatomy conventionally is used for the study of morphology of internal organs. Study of morphology of internal organs in the animals. Okay, the morphology and anatomy of frog representing vertebrates. Okay, the frog. We study the frog. Now, frog can live both on land and in freshwater and belong to class Amphibia of phylum Chordata. The most common species of frog found in India is Rana tigrina, which is the Indian bullfrog. Now, they do not have constant body temperature, that is, their body temperature varies with the temperature of the environment. Such animals are called cold-blooded or poikilotherms. Right? Now, they also changes in the color of the frog while they are in grasses or on dry land. They have the ability to change the color to hide them from their enemies. It is camouflage. This protective coloration is called mimicry. And they camouflage themselves, right? You may also know that frogs are not seen during peak summer and winter. During this period, they take shelter in deep burrows to protect them from extreme heat and cold, so that they can protect themselves from heat and cold. This is known as summer sleep, that is estivation, and then winter sleep, that is hibernation, respectively. Now talking about the morphology, you see, the skin of the frog is smooth and slippery due to the presence of mucous glands. Now these mucous glands helps in respiration as well. The skin is always maintained in a moist condition. The color of dorsal side of body is generally olive green with dark irregular spots. On the ventral side, the skin is uniformly pearl yellow. Have you ever seen the frog? You will see the yellow pearl on the ventral side. The frog never drinks water but absorbs it through the skin. Body of a frog is divisible into head and trunk, as you can see in the picture diagram. Head and trunk, right? And then eyes, then forelimb and hind limb. External features of frog. Now, a neck and tail are absent. Above the mouth, a pair of nostrils is present. So above the mouth, a pair of nostril is present. Eyes are bulged and covered by nictitating membranes that protects them while in water. On either side of eyes, a membranous tympanum ear receives sound signals. Now, it is important. Now, forelimbs and hind limbs help in swimming, walking, leaping, and burrowing. The hind limbs, that is back limbs, end in 5 digits and they are larger and muscular than forelimbs that end in 4 digits. 4 means 4. Now the feet have wave digits that help in swimming, right? Frogs exhibit sexual dimorphism. Male and female can be distinguished. Male frogs can be distinguished by the presence of sound producing vocal sacs and also copulatory pad on the first digit of the forelimbs, which are absent in female frogs. So this can be distinguished. Now the anatomy, right? Okay, the body cavity of frogs accommodate different organ systems such as digestive, circulatory, respiratory, nervous, excretory, reproductive systems with well-developed structures and functions, right? The digestive system consists of alimentary canal and digestive glands. Now, alimentary canal is short because frogs are carnivorous and hence the length of the intestine is reduced. The mouth opens into the buccal cavity that leads to the esophagus through pharynx. The mouth opens into buccal cavity that leads to esophagus through pharynx. Now, esophagus is a short tube that opens into stomach, which in turn continues as intestine, rectum, and finally opens outside by the cloaca. Now, liver secretes bile that is stored in the gallbladder, right? Pancreas, a digestive gland, produces pancreatic juice. As you can see, the diagram is first is esophagus, then liver, esophagus, then stomach, then intestine, then rectum, and then cloaca aperture. You can see urinary bladder also ended up in the cloaca aperture, and then this one is the cloaca, and ureter also opens into the cloaca. So cloaca is a common path. This is a diagrammatic representation of internal organs of frog showing complete digestive system. Okay, in here as well we are seeing the heart, and there is a gallbladder, and then there is lungs are pink, then fat bodies over the kidneys. These are the kidney, and then ureters, and then urinary bladder. Now where we were, okay. A digestive gland produces pancreatic juice containing digestive enzymes. Now pancreas having digestive juices that containing digestive enzymes. Now food is captured by the bilobed tongue. Tongue is bilobed. Like it is a single but it is bilobed. Like digestion of food takes place by the action of HCl and gastric juices secreted from the walls of the stomach. Not from intestine, from the walls of the stomach. Partially digested food called chyme is passed from stomach to the first part of the small intestine, that is the duodenum, right? The duodenum receives bile from gallbladder and pancreatic juice from the pancreas through a common bile duct. Bile emulsifies fat and pancreatic juices digest carbohydrates and proteins, right? Final digestion takes place in the intestine. Digested food is absorbed by the numerous finger-like folds in the inner walls of intestine called villi and microvilli. Digested food is absorbed by the numerous finger-like folds in the inner wall of intestine called villi and microvilli. So, inner wall of intestine has the villi and microvilli. Okay. The undigested solid waste moves into the rectum and passes out through cloaca. The frog respire on land and in water by two different methods. In water, skin acts as an aquatic respiratory organ, that is cutaneous respiration. Dissolved oxygen in water is exchanged through the skin by diffusion, right? Dissolved oxygen. On land, buccal cavity, skin and lungs, they act as a respiratory organ on land, but inside the water, skin acts as a aquatic respiratory organ, that is cutaneous respiration. Okay, the respiration by lungs is called pulmonary respiration, right? The lungs are a pair of elongated pink colored sac like structure present in the upper part of the trunk region, that is thorax. The lungs are present in thorax. Air enters through the nostril into the buccal cavity and thence to the lung. During aestivation and hibernation, gases exchange takes place through the skin, right? Now next paragraph. The vascular system of frog is well developed and it is closed, like it is three chambered. Frogs have a lymphatic system also. The blood vascular system involves heart, blood vessels and blood. Okay, blood vascular system. Okay, the lymphatic system consists of lymph channels and lymph nodes. Heart is a muscular structure situated in the upper part of the body cavity. Heart present in the upper part of the body cavity of the frog. It has three chambers, two atria and one ventricle, and is covered by a membrane called pericardium. A triangular structure called sinus venous joins the right atrium. It receives blood through the major veins called vena cava. Right. The ventricle opens into a sac like conus arteriosus on the ventral side of the heart. The blood from the heart is carried to all parts of the body by the arteries. There is arterial system. The veins collect blood from different parts of the body to the heart and from the venous system. From the venous system, right? The special venous connection between the liver and intestine as well as kidney and lower parts of the body are present in frogs, right? Present in frogs. The former is called hepatic portal system, that is the special venous connection between the liver and intestine, that is hepatic portal system, and the later is called renal portal system. Now renal portal system, that is connection between the kidney and lower parts of the body. Okay, the blood is composed of plasma and cells, and the blood cells are RBCs or erythrocytes, WBCs or leukocytes, and platelets. RBCs are nucleated and contain red colored pigment, namely hemoglobin. The lymph is different from blood because it lacks few proteins and RBCs, right? The blood carries nutrients, gases, water to the respective sites during the circulation. So blood carries nutrients, gases and water to the respective sites during the circulation. The circulation of blood is achieved by the pumping action of the muscular heart. Now the elimination of nitrogen waste is carried out by well developed excretory system. They have the kidneys, they have the urinogenital ducts. The excretory system consists of a pair of kidneys, ureters, cloaca and urinary bladder. These are compact, dark, red bean-like structures situated a little posterior in the body cavity on both sides of the vertebral column. Each kidney is composed of several structural and functional units called urinoferous tubules or nephrons. I repeat it again. Each kidney is composed of several structural and functional units called urinoferous tubules or nephrons. Right? Two ureters emerge from the kidneys in the male frogs. The ureters act as a urinogenital duct which opens into the cloaca, means urine plus sperm. Okay, which opens into the cloaca. In females, the ureters and oviduct, but in female they are separate. They are separately open in the cloaca. The thin-walled urinary bladder is present ventral to the rectum, which also opens in the cloaca. So urinary bladder opens into the cloaca, urinogenital duct also opens into the cloaca, and alimentary canal is also opening into the cloaca. The frog excretes urea and thus it is called ureoteric animal, not uricotelic, it is ureoteric animal. Excretory waste are carried by blood into the kidney where it is separated and excreted. Now the next thing is the system for control and coordination is highly evolved in the frog. It is not underdeveloped, it is highly evolved in the frog. It includes both neural system and endocrine glands. Endocrine glands also present. The chemical coordination of various organs of the body is achieved by hormones which are secreted by endocrine glands. The prominent endocrine glands found in frog are pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, pineal gland, pineal body, pancreatic islets, adrenals, and gonads. The nervous system is organized into a central nervous system, brain and spinal cord, a peripheral nervous system, cranial and spinal nerves, and autonomic nervous system, sympathetic and parasympathetic. So these were the neural system, then autonomic neural, then what? Then peripheral neural system, central nervous system, nervous system. Okay, nervous system has three parts: central nervous system, then peripheral nervous system, then autonomic nervous system. So all these three types of now there are 10 pairs of cranial nerves arising from the brain. Now there are 10 pairs of cranial nerves arising from the brain. Brain is enclosed in a bony structure called brain box, that is cranium. The brain is divided into forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Forebrain includes olfactory lobes, paired cerebral hemispheres and unpaired diencephalon. Remember, it is unpaired diencephalon, right? So olfactory lobes, paired cerebral hemisphere and unpaired diencephalon, the part of forebrain. And midbrain is characterized by a pair of optic lobes, and hindbrain consists of cerebellum and medulla oblongata. That's it. So you see forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Hindbrain, cerebellum and medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata passes out through the foramen magnum and continues into spinal cord, which is enclosed in the vertebral column. right? The medulla oblongata passes out through the foramen magnum and continues into the spinal cord, which is enclosed in the vertebral column, right? Now the frog has different types of sense organs, namely organs of touch, that is sensory papillae, taste, therefore the taste buds, smell for nasal epithelium, vision for eyes, and hearing tympanum with internal ears. Out of these, eyes and internal ears are well organized structures. Eyes and only internal ears, these are well organized structures, and the rest are just the cellular aggregations around the nerve ending. What are they? Cellular organization just around the nerve endings, the organs of touch, that is sensory papillae, then taste, that is taste buds, then smell, that is nasal epithelium. Okay, okay, so that's it. So that's all. Okay, three of them are just the cellular aggregations. It can be asked. Okay, so remember, eyes in a frog are a pair of spherical structures. Eyes in a frog are a pair of spherical structures situated in the orbit in skull. Okay, these are simple eyes possessing only one unit. So these are simple eyes possessing only one unit. Okay, external ear is absent in frogs. External ear is absent in frogs and only tympanum can be seen externally. The ear is an organ of hearing as well as balancing, that is for the equilibrium, right? Now, frogs have well organized male and female reproductive systems. Male reproductive organs consist of a pair of yellowish ovoid testes, which are found adhered to the upper part of the kidneys by a double fold of peritoneum called mesorchium. Vasa euprenssia are 10 to 12 in number that arise from testes. Vasa euprenssia, it is 10 to 12 in number that arise from testes. Okay, so total are 10 to 12 in number that arise from testes. They enter the kidneys on their side and open into Bidder's canal. Okay, open into the Bidder's canal. Finally, it communicates with urinogenital duct. Okay, so finally it communicates with the urinogenital duct that comes out of the kidneys and opens into the cloaca. The cloaca is a small median chamber that is used where it is. Okay, the cloaca is a small median chamber that is used to pass fecal matter, urine, sperms to the exterior. So remember, fecal matter through alimentary canal, urine and sperm through urinogenital duct, right? Urine through urinary bladder, and urine and sperm through urinogenital duct to the exterior. Okay, the female reproductive organs include a pair of ovaries. The ovaries are situated near kidneys. Okay, they are not connected with it, near the kidneys, and there is no functional connection with the kidneys. A pair of oviduct arise from the ovaries, opens into the cloaca separately. A pair of oviduct arising from the ovaries opens into the cloaca separately. A mature female can lay 2500 to 30 to 3000 ova at a time. Okay, fertilization is external and takes place in water. Development involves a larval stage called tadpole. Okay, tadpole undergoes metamorphosis. It is a process to form the adult. The frogs are beneficial for mankind because they eat insects and protect the crop. Why the frogs are beneficial for mankind? Because they eat insects and protect the crops. And now frogs maintain ecological balance. Why? Because they serve as an important link. Because they serve as an important link of food chain and food web in the ecosystem. In some countries, the muscular legs of frog are used as food by man. Right? So this is the chapter. A summary has been left. Now, talking about the male reproductive system, the diagrams. See, there is vasa euprenssia, that is 10 to 12 in number. Then there are the testes that adhere to it, and then there are the fat bodies, you can see. Okay, then there are the kidneys, then there are the adrenal gland. Okay, then there are urinogenital duct, you can see, and then there is a rectum coming from the alimentary canal, then there are urinogenital duct coming from kidneys, and there is also urinary bladder. So all that opens into the cloaca through the cloacal and then release from the cloacal aperture. So this is the male reproductive system. Now female reproductive system. You can see there are the oviducts, they have the ovary, they have the ova, and there are the ureter, and there is a cloaca, okay, cloacal aperture and urinary bladder. Remember, urinary bladder is ventral to the cloaca. It's written in here. It's important. The thin walled urinary bladder is present ventral to the rectum, which also opens in the cloaca. It's important. So yeah, this is the frog. It's kind of too much given in here, right? Next time I will try to highlight, okay, but I can't do it right now. It's digitally I'm teaching, but I will keep in mind that next time I will provide you the highlights. Okay, so this is it.